Okay, let's get away from this nice weather and go back to February 7th of 1812. And we're gonna, it's probably cold, it's London, so it's probably cold. They have colder weather longer than we do. So it's probably cold and everybody's bundled up, and John and Elizabeth Dickens brings this man of many words into the world. Charles Dickens was born that day. He was the second child of, 8 of a family. He was educated in several places. His first year of education was in William Gill's School. From 9 to 11, he was educated at Wellington House of Academics in London. And then from 13 to 15, he was self-educated. At the age 12, he had to take part in work because of his father's debts he had. So his father got in prison for debt. And from 12 until 13, for about a year, he worked and supported the family. And that pretty much scarred him emotionally. His mother blamed him for part of it because of all the education his dad wanted him to have. And so he was pretty scarred emotionally through childhood. During adulthood, in 1833, December of 1833, his first publication was published. It was called A Dinner at Poplar Walk, and it was published in a magazine, monthly magazine. In 1830 to 1838, he worked for the London Times. He was a reporter / publisher. He helped publish the paper too. In 1836, he married his wife, which is down here in the far corner. And her name was Catherine. And the same year, about 6 months beforehand, his first short story was published, Pickwick Paper. From ignore those dates, I'll give you the correct dates. From 1837 to 1851, him and his wife had 10 kids. Catherine blamed her 10 kids for her depression and her decompensation and her growing unhappy. So in 1858, her and Charles separated. And then during all that time, he's publishing several works. And he met this lady called Ellen. They didn't really give last names. I think it's because it was kind of frowned upon that he met a lady while he was still separated from his wife. In 1857, who he lived with until his death. So that's Charles Dickens in a short. And these are some of his works. The major works he published were Oliver Twist. I'm going to name the ones that you guys would know. Oliver Twist, Tale of Two Cities, and maybe Great Expectations. He did 5 Christmas stories, and I just named a couple of them here. And he had a couple minor works. American Notes is when he came over from London to America to visit some of his friends. But the one we know the most is The Christmas Carol. If you haven't seen it in some version, through the Christmas season. You might want to check that out this season. So I will end you in with this one quote from one of his works. It came from The Christmas Carol, and God bless you, everyone.